All right, Bruce, bruh, what happened?
Oh man, I they got me. They got me. Damn it, they got me.
They got you. Okay. All right, Bruce, talk to me about the idol because I felt like from the episode we didn't quite get your motivation in terms of why you were not going to play that idol at the tribal council because it was a huge shock to all of us.
It's there's so much, as you know, that goes on throughout the course of the day when we're all scrambling trying to find our footing. And there were great conversations that were had prior to, which I thought, and then another conversation with Emily took place, and that conversation with Emily had more weight than other people because throughout the course of time that Emily and I were together, we literally sat there and we talked about what was going on, and I gave her all the information that I knew, and she did the same with me. And there were times that I kind of double checked it, and it worked out. That this was happening in the game, and I was not being lied to by Emily. And I look back at it, and I really wasn't lied to by Emily. Emily just said to me, she said, Julie's out working with it. I'm like, oh. So being hungry, not having your wits about you, I've thought to myself, well, then that means Julie wants me out. Not necessarily was the case. The case was that Julie wasn't working with me. She was working with the other three Reavers of the Reaver before.
So, I mean, how close were you to playing the idol at the tribal council, or did you go in automatically like I am not playing this idol tonight, no matter what?
No, I was very close. I anticipated going in. I was 99% sure that I was going to use the idol. But being just going back to the conversations that I had, who was supposed to leave with us, in conversation with Jake. Jake was going to talk to Katora, and Emily was going to talk to Katora. Like, we had our four in my mind to be able to do that. Even when Drew was talking and Drew was having his conversation and mesmerizing everybody, I literally was like, oh, shoot, maybe I should play. Everybody, the conversation is good. And then I did the one key mistake, Rob. Chicken before the egg. What is it? How does it go? I don't know, whatever. Cop before the horse. That's it. I was the cop before the horse, and I sat there and I thought to myself, well, if I keep my idol, I make it to seven, I don't get voted out, then I go to six. That's the mistake that I made right
Yeah.
there. And never at any point in time did I think that far ahead.
So, Bruce, that from your perspective, what did you think was going to happen at the tribal council? How did you think the votes were going to go at this final eight?
I just my finger math that I did with Jake. I thought it was going to be me, Jake, Tora, Emily. We're going to throw our votes on Julie, and then I was going to get the three stray votes, and then I wouldn't have to play my idol.
Yeah.
So that's those are the numbers that were in my head. The other side of the coin was it was either we were going to do that way, or the other three were going to vote for Jake, and Julie would have voted for me, and it wouldn't have mattered. I didn't see it. I didn't see that it would have at any point in time that I would have gone home because of the conversation that I had, and I felt confident in regards to that conversation, just as confident as I felt with the seafood vote out that I didn't play my idol. So.
Okay. So, Bruce, that I'm sure this must have been difficult for you to watch the show back and then get the confessionals from some of the other players who had issues with interacting with you out there on the island. What was that like for you to watch these other players feel like that they weren't loving what you were giving them on the island?
It was the first 2 weeks, you're getting all this is all Katara. And then it goes, it's like, ha 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 ha, funny, funny, funny. And all of a sudden now it's like week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. I'm like, oh my God, like this is annoying as hell. Like this sucks. And then you start hearing like your allies that you're working with, Bruce is annoying, and then Kendra starts, and then you got just everybody starts piling in, and now it's like everybody. I'm like, wait a minute, this is like oddly reminiscent of what I've already heard, but now I'm actually seeing it. So it made it extremely tough to watch it back. As much as I put the smiling face on, inside I'm like, damn it, guys, like, come on. Like, I was Kelly every week inside. What the hell, guys? Like, I wanted people to, I wasn't doing anything outside of my normal everyday life. Like I was actually told by one of the contestants, like, if you just kind of tamp it down a little bit, like, what am I gonna do? Like, and then all of a sudden it's all gonna come out, and I'm gonna be who I am, and you people are gonna go nuts anyway. So might as well give you who I am. And all of my friends back home are like, why are they complaining and bitching about you? Like, this is who you are. I'm like, I know. It just didn't. It didn't make sense.
Is there anything that you could take away from this experience that you would change for your third time, Bruce?
Oh, are we hinting to something, sir? um, the thing that I would change is if I'm in the scenario, if it's the same group of people that go back out, there's a different demographic, okay, a younger demographic that's not used to me. Katora is 12 years younger than me. It doesn't seem like a lot, but then you start going further and further to like I believe it was only like 19 years. Someone's younger than me. So now, if my math is right, yeah. So now what we're taking a look at is we have so many people that when they look at me, they see their dad.
Yeah.
When I'm asking them to get something, like he's old, he's my dad. Like, shut up, old man. But they don't say it to my face. They're like, oh, okay. Then they go with the group of young people and like, Bruce sucks. He's so annoying. Like, yes, like that's kind of how that all worked out. So if there's anything that I could change, it would be that. I would want to change just the way that I interact with that the younger group of people that can be turned off from the way that I'm speaking, but then also reflect on something that irritated them in their life, which nobody really knows until they tell you. But that's kind of what I'm getting from this.
Now,
That's what I changed.
yeah, I get the sense, Bruce, that you, when you were out there on the island, you did not know how strongly that Katara seemed to feel about you. So that, from your perspective, what was that relationship like for you?
From my perspective, it was a kind of one of those arm's length relationships. We're just close enough to be able to have a conversation at the beach, congratulate each other when we're doing something. Like even think about like the last immunity challenge that we're doing. Like I'm literally sitting there and I'm saying to Katoro, "You got this. Like it's okay." Like I this my thought process towards her is I want to see her succeed. Like I'd love to see her hold on and could in battle of fear. Like when she jumped in that water and she swam back, like my God, like that was awesome. We got back to the beach and I gave her a hug. I'm like, "Oh, congratulations, that was so cool. Good for you." So, but that's my perspective. And then her perspective was not, and I can say it wasn't just her shitting on me. It was like there was so much going on with her game and things that she was trying to do, but the edit said one thing, and we kind of got to live or die by the edit when it comes to the, you know, the pundits that are out there saying that, oh, it's just Katora trashing on Bruce again. There's just so much more. There is a lot more.
Can you expand on that? What more is there?
She was on, she knew where the votes were going. She
Yeah.
knew where the votes were going. So conversations were being had with her. It wasn't like she was just sitting aside and not doing anything. The only thing that she wasn't a part of was when I got the idol. And I had, because there's the ups and downs in regards to this game. There's the highs and the lows, whether it be emotionally, physically, whatever have you. And my emotional towards her at that point in time was at a low. So it was like, okay, so let's not tell Katora in regards to this idol. Well, everybody went along with it. So, but when she found out, she needed to make her decision. She needed to jump. Like she had no trust, no love over at Bello, because Bello was just an absolute, for lack of better words, a shit show, and we were just eating each other from the inside out. Like that is what it is. But she was on the right side of the votes. She had great conversations. You hear her at tribal councils, and she's, the way she spoke, very elegant. And she was able to do the things to kind of keep her off of people's radar, maybe a little bit too much so to this point. But you never know. We'll just see what happens.
Bruce, ironically, was finding the idol the turning point in your game, or do you feel like that there was a different point where things went south for you?
Things went south for me once I sat there and I started figuring out the road to the Final Four. That's when it went south. I lost a little bit of perspective because now I'm chasing something. Prior to that, I wasn't chasing a thing. Prior to that, I was just having a good time. Prior to that, I was just living day by day. Prior to that, every single time that I spoke about it, it was about the game. It wasn't about emotions, feelings, any of that stuff. It was the game. So had I kept my mind in regards to the game, it would have been a different story. But that's when I started losing it.
And that was in this last episode when you figured out that path to the Final Four?
It was a previous episode when I had found out that Kelly was she was upset.
Mhm.
And when I had my moment, well,
Right.
because I took it from a game moment to now it's a personal moment. So now I intertwined the two while playing the game. Sucked. I did it at night when I was talking to my
Mhm.
family, to the stars, and having those moments with, having a conversation with them. But when it was game time, when we're in the game talking to people, I meshed the two together, and then pieces of it stayed, and I just was not able to, stay game focused.
Okay. Bruce, guys' night, was that an accurate depiction?
Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah! I'll tell you this though, that that part, that that was over exaggerated, man. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
That was like slow it down and chop it. That was old school down south hip hop. Like
Very
it
fun.
was just dragged out.
All right, talk about the auction, Bruce. Okay, so
Yeah.
in the auction, we see you, and it's like everything. Bruce, what the hell, Bruce? What are you doing? Could you tell us about what you were thinking about the auction?
Are you ready? You ready?
Ready?
This is what I was thinking. The last time I did something in regards to a reward challenge, I needed a freaking helmet. All right.
Yes.
I did not go into reward challenges with like I went hard, but I didn't go hard. Like I just if it was a reward challenge that was tied into an immunity, you got 110,000%. Before every challenge, I said Bruce 46, Bruce 46, Bruce 46, and then boom, used a little more mind, but I went into it. The reward challenges to me, I had a mental block about them because I definitely brought 44 into this game. Like, and I thought to myself, like, those, if I don't win a reward, I'm okay with it. I'm quite okay. Like with Emily, when she won, Jesus, like she was inside of the final square. I was right outside of the final square. I stopped. And I was just looking. And I watched her put it in and I let go and gave the first one to give her a hug. So the reward challenges, take it for what you may. And I know people are gonna be like, it's bullshit. People love rewards. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, Bruce, I know you got to run, but this was very fun to have you back on the show this season. And so, look, people are going to say what they're going to say, Bruce, but it was a really wild ride. Wish you nothing but the best, and talk to you soon. Okay, Bruce?
I hope to talk to you real soon.
All right. Take care, buddy. Bye.
Bye.
All right, we're back here. Jordan Kalish, this week in Survivor history.
Yo, how's it going, Rob? It's been such a short time since the last time we spoke. We had a nice chat on Monday. Did some
We're here on a
trivia.
short week. Yeah, we're just commiserating about the Jets for a minute here with Jordo. But all right, so what, Jordan? What was your reaction to Bruce? What was the bigger debacle? Bruce not playing his idol, or the fail Mary from Friday?
I think that Bruce not playing his idol was maybe the bigger debacle because the Jets season was over anyway. I don't think that Bruce's game was over. If he played his idol, who knows what happens if he makes it to the final 7. So I think that was, and I love Bruce.
I disagree. 50 years from now, we'll be talking about the fail Mary.
50 years from now doing TWISH, we'll probably be talking about Bruce not playing the idol. Yeah. And I love Bruce. I've been a Bruce stan the whole season. I know there's been some different reaction to him on social media and the fan base. I love Bruce. Put him on 47. That's what I say.
Look, if you're complaining about Bruce, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but like, this is Survivor. What do you want from the show? You're not supposed to stan every single person. There's supposed to be people like Bruce came out and he played hard. He was cut from a different cloth than a lot of the other players, and there was friction.
Yeah, ultimately. He might be a Survivor villain. I don't even know if villain's the right word, but he's might be someone who goes down as making obviously a big mistake on his way out, and he didn't get along with a bunch of people that he was playing the game with. Ultimately, I think he's a very good guy. I think that he's someone who we see why he was cast on the show, and we see why Survivor wanted to bring him back.
Yeah, he got on people's nerves. He got under people's skin. That's what we want.
Not mine. Not mine. I want to see more Bruce. If anything, put him Bruce 47, 49, all of the fall season. Just put Bruce on.
Yeah, let him come back. All right.
With Katora. Bruce and Katora on every season of Survivor.
All right. So, Jordan, let's talk about, instead of what happened last night, let's talk about some history from the further past.
All right. So we saw some fun challenges last night in Survivor. We saw Emily, of course, win the reward challenge, and she got to take her friends to
Mhm.
the sanctuary where good things happen.
Yeah.
We saw Austin, of course, win
Can I
immunity.
ask a
So great.
question? Why
Yeah.
is, as Jeff puts it, the biggest reward of the season? Why is it at the final 8? Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't at all. It used to be. I mean, okay. So a lot
The
of times you'd
biggest
have like
reward of the season, final 8. Why?
I don't know about well, according to Jeff, this is how we've always done things, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't really get it. I think it's a little bit early in the game, but a lot of these challenges that like the car challenge was sometimes kind of like final 5, 6, 7 in that range. It's not that much different. You had the family visit used to be
But
around that
shouldn't the
point.
rewards get bigger every time? Like,
I agree.
what
I
is it?
agree. It would be like okay when they went to like the Great Wall of China. It would have been like having that at the final 12. It'd be like Dave Cruiser going to the Great Wall of China.
It would be just like that. You're right.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think that this is like when they used to do the family visit at 8, and I don't know, the family visit got turned into that. This is now the letter visit, which is the biggest reward of overnight at the sanctuary. I don't know. It's for whatever reason, a final 8, the biggest reward of the season.
I think raise the stakes and literally give us some stakes. Like put some stakes.
Mhm.
At the final 4 it should be stakes, videos, and you get to go somewhere better than the sanctuary. Maybe you get to go actually in an airplane or something like they used to do. Why are we still only sending them to the sanctuary? Like, we could send them wherever we want in Fiji. I'm sure
Reward
there's some-
budget has been slashed. All right. Anyway, so Jordan, okay, go back to wherever we're going with this
So
quiz.
the reason I started by talking about the challenge winners from last night, we're going to be going into a bunch of challenges that happened this week in Survivor history. It is very hard to remember who won specific individual immunity challenges
I'll
and
say.
reward challenge, but I picked the ones that I think were maybe a little bit more iconic. So I think that you're going to get a bunch of these right. I have 8 challenges from Survivor history. I am going to ask you who won the challenge. I'm going to give you some descriptions in the question. So I think it's going to help you
All
out.
right.
I think you're going to do well here.
Let me get
So
my paper out. Okay.
we're going to go all the way starting 20 years ago. Who won the Pearl Islands musket shooting final 6 immunity challenge?
I believe, I don't know what the reward was there, but I believe it was Dara that is the winner of that challenge.
Dara, it was a immunity. It was a immunity challenge. Dara won. Yes. So you start off with a point. You are 1 for 1. And we are going to go 2 seasons later now to Survivor Vanuatu. Who won the car reward challenge in Vanuatu?
The car reward challenge in Vanuatu. For whatever reason,
you know who it's not because of the car curse.
yes. Okay. For whatever reason, I feel like, did Eliza win the car in Vanuatu?
Eliza Orleans did win the car in Survivor Vanuatu. That is correct. You are a perfect.
What was the make and
2%.
model?
I cannot tell you what the make and model of Eliza's car. I could find out and get back to you when we record for next week when you guys are in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But I'll find out. I'll find out. I forgot.
Okay. Question for you. What was? Let me reverse it for you, Jordan. In Survivor the Amazon, what was the car that Matthew won?
Was it?
And that Jenna Maraska, I believe, also got as well.
Okay, can you tell me? Was it a sedan or an SUV?
It was a sedan.
A sedan. Okay, so I'm going to take it. I know they did a Saturn View at one point, but that was not the Amazon. I had a Saturn View, which is why I remember that. So I think it was like, was it some sort of like Subaru maybe?
No, it was also a Saturn, which I believe are no longer being made.
No, they do not make them anymore.
It was a Saturn Ion.
A Saturn Ion. Okay. I don't even know if I knew that was a car. So I did not know. I think a long time ago at some point on TWISH, I'm pretty sure we did do the which person won which car.
Which person won which car. Yeah, it is on the Survivor Wiki. Eliza won the Pontiac G6. But the funniest ones are like the cars that are no longer being made. Like the Pontiac Aztec.
Who won the Saturn? I remember the Saturn View. I think it was won by somebody I liked.
Yeah, it was in Marquesas. And then I believe
was it Sean?
Yes, Sean won it. And
Sean
Rosie
Rector.
O'Donnell
Okay.
gave the whole cast a Saturn View. I don't know if Sean got a second Saturn View.
That's I think he should. I mean, like if he won the first one, now he could give the Saturn to a friend or a loved one or something. But yeah, as I do this
Saturn
does ring a
Ion,
bell.
the worst car to be given away on Survivor. Maybe other than Amber got she got a kind of a crappy, like Boston Rob got a Chevy Colorado, and then Amber got like some like very crappy like coupe.
Okay, so yeah, well, I mean, the thing is though, she didn't even have to win the challenge though, so I guess it makes sense. She was gifted the other car. So
Yeah.
we'll get more into the who won which car. Maybe that'll be a future game that we do on Twish. Probably maybe the hardest game we'll ever do, because who cares? But let's go to question number 3. You're a perfect 2 for 2. Who won the Cook Islands Family Reward Challenge at the final 7?
The Cook Islands Family Reward Challenge. I am going to say that winner was Eliza. I'm sorry, Parvati.
Okay, Eliza did not play Cook Islands.
Yes,
you did correct yourself in time. Parvati, yes, her dad was there.
I looked at my paper where I wrote down Eliza. Parvati. Yes.
It was Parvati. She brought Adam and Sundra and their loved ones with her on the reward. So yes, that is correct. You are 3 for 3.
I believe
very
she
well
also like cut her finger right before that challenge.
That sounds right. I believe they went to some sort of like cave with a waterfall. It was definitely better than the sanctuary where good things apparently happen. So yeah, sometimes traumatic things happen at the sanctuary, like we saw last night.
Yeah.
But okay, question number 4. We're sticking with a family reward. Who won the Survivor China family reward at the final 6?
Who won the Survivor China family reward? Okay. Boy.
Final 6. So there's not a lot of options. This is maybe the toughest one to remember on the quiz.
I'm going to say that the winner was Goat Boy Eric.
Goat Boy Eric's mom was out there, but they did not win. It was Denise. And her husband Robert. So I included this one. I've actually watched an episode of Survivor with Denise.
Wow.
Not just that. It was at a viewing party in Boston that I went to once. Robert was a very nice guy, and I wanted to include that one because of my nice conversation I once had with husband Robert. So that is incorrect. You're 3 for 4. There are 8 of these total, and I believe you're going to need 6 total points to win this game. So you're 3 for 4. You are on pace for the win. We are going to go now to Survivor Nicaragua. Who won the reward challenge at the Nicaragua Final 7 and went back on a promise to take Sash on the reward, instead taking 2 other players?
Who
reneged the deal with Sash?
Who reneged on the deal with Sash?
This was a big point in the episode.
Big point in the episode. And so this is going to be following... I'm going to say, was it Chase Rice?
Chase Rice, known for being a flip-flopper in a lot of different points in the game. Chase Rice is correct. He reneged on the deal. He took Holly and Jane. He wanted to hang out with his two buddies, 2 Southern buddies. Well, Holly's not really Southern; she's very Northern, actually. But but yeah, he took Holly and Jane. Shash was not so happy, but they end up voting together, and Benry goes out in this episode. You have 4 points. You need two more for the win. And let's go to a season that I really enjoy, and I know you do too. There was a lot of crying on last night's Survivor 45 episode, but nobody cried more than Lisa Welchel at the Philippines loved one visit when she got to see her brother Justice. Sister. Who won the family reward challenge and chose to share the reward with Lisa. So Lisa did not win; she was chosen to go on the reward to spend more time with Justice.
Who won Robbie Chosen Anderson. I am going to say that I believe it was Malk who won the family reward.
Yes, Malk and his brother did win the challenge. So you are 1 point away from the win. Good job, sister. You could, who wouldn't want to spend more time with Justice Welchel, who Jeff Probst referred to as a good-looking kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I just watched the scene. Okay, question number 7. We're going to go to San Juan del Sur. At the San Juan del Sur Final 8, Jeff got mad at the 5 players remaining in the Coconut Shot Challenge, who at that point were the majority alliance. Jeff realized that they were trying to rig it and therefore stopped the challenge and declared which player, who inevitably would have won the rig challenge, the winner.
Yeah, he did kind of get mad. He's like, you know what? Fine. I don't care. If I do these challenges for you guys. Why don't you just tell me who you want to win? I don't care.
Let's not waste our time here.
Yeah, let's not waste our time. Who did they then they make it so was Missy the winner?
Missy, who's Missy? I'm kidding. I'm quoting Stephen Fishbach. Okay. I know who Missy is, and Missy is the correct answer to this question. So you win the game.
Don't make me look, Jordan, that my memory is not what it used to be. Don't make me second guess myself like that.
Well, he did say who's Muffin, actually.
Yes, he said who's Muffin. Yeah.
Yes, who's Muffin? Muffin, Missy is.
I believe he said Muffin. I said, well, who's Muffin?
Who's Muffin? Yes, I misquoted. But okay, you have won the game. The last question, I think you would get it. Who won the Loved Ones challenge where they had to pick the rocks in Survivor HHH, which is maybe the worst challenge in Survivor history. They had to pick the same color rock as their loved one. Do you know who it was?
Who was the ultimate winner of it?
Who was the winner of the challenge?
I believe it was Chrissy Hoffbeck won the challenge. Yes, and this is to what you're referring to.
What does Muffin think though?
Who's Muffin? Yeah.
Yeah, still on the soundboard. One of the greatest moments in RHAP history,
for sure.
And this might be one of the greatest moments in Twitch history because you have won the game 7 out of 8 points. Great job. And we are going to we have one more thing. We didn't do it last week. I was a little bit stuffed after Thanksgiving and didn't get it done, but we have the verbal Revis coming back. All right. So we have Guatemala Cindy kept this for herself instead of giving one to each member of her tribe this week in Survivor history.
Pontiac Torrent.
It was the Pontiac Torrent, yes. But what is a Pontiac Torrent?
Crappy car.
It is a car, yes. Plus, the woman with the nicest eyes in the Pearl Islands, at least according to a local merchant.
Okay. Trish,
yes. Minus the first and last initials of the guy who once famously said, clack, 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 clack.
Okay. All right.
Okay, yes, I think we know who that is. The first the first and last initials of the guy. Oh no, I just did that one. Plus Edna from South Pacific's last name. Nice. Nice. I should have put the nice in there. Yeah. Okay, what is Edna's last name from South Pacific?
Okay.
And from Shark Tank.
Yes.
Plus the medevac survivor whose tweaks back was thankfully all right after the season.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the first letter of the Disaster Yellow tribe of this season.
Okay.
So what do we have? You got the car. You got Trish. Okay. What are the initials? We're minusing the initials from Trish.
Okay, so we have a car. We have Trish minus TR. Ma.
Yeah.
Pat. L. Friend of the podcast, Karishma Patel.
Friend of the podcast, Karishma Patel, voted out this week in Survivor history after doing a lot of fun things, including playing an idol, saving herself at the previous vote on her season. Yep. Yes, Karishma is the correct answer, and you have won the game. You got the verbal Rebus. That's true. Oh, that's right. Yes, big
at the final episode. 8 of Survivor 39.
We were all there together in was that in New York? Was that
you
New
were
York
not
City
there.
One?
You were not there.
When was this?
Brea, California, where we just were a couple of weeks ago.
I was not in Brea. I haven't been to California in a long time. I got to get back there at some point. Mm-hmm. But you have won. Karishma Patel is correct, and you have won the game and got the verbal Rebus. Congratulations, Rob.
Jordan, well done. Coming back on a short week here after we did the exit interview with Kendra on Monday. So great job by you, Jordan. And so thank you so much for checking out our exit interview podcast here with Bruce and Jordan Kalish. And Jordan, where can people keep up with you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Jordan Kalish, and I always like to throw in the viewing party that I do in New York City. Unfortunately, I couldn't be at Brea, California, but every week I'm in New York City, baby, and we're watching Survivor together. A lot of patrons, a lot of fans. Sometimes we even get some former Survivor players showing up, and sometimes even current Survivor players showing up. I don't who knows. But yeah, that's all everything that's going on, Rob.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We've got plenty more coming up with Steven, plus Bryce on the feedback show. Be checking in with Gordon Holmes, a Survivor Q&A with Mari Forth, plus everything else on the network. Make sure you're subscribed. Go to robinsonwebsite.com/subscribe. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.